Swalwell calls for creation of Presidential Crimes Commission to investigate Trump when he leaves office. I don't say this lightly. When we escape this Trump hell, America needs a Presidential Crimes Commission. It should be made up of independent prosecutors who look at those who enabled a corrupt president. Example 1, sabotaging the mail to win an election. #Save the post office, Swalwell tweeted, https://twitter.com/rep swalwell/status/1294412030267588609, ref_src equals twsrc%5 @foot%7 tcom%5 a tweetum bed%7 twitterm%5 e1294412030267588609%7 ctwgr%5 e and ref_url equals https://3a%2f%2 the hill. com%2 homenews%2 house%2 f512140 Swalwell calls for creation of Presidential Crimes Commission to investigate. After Trump is removed, there is no "we have to move on" bullshit. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be real change in America. And not the crumbs that corporatism offers when they get nervous. Real, lasting change. While they are at it, please add the list of Republican Congress critters who supported and enabled Trump's explicit corruption and treason. Let's really drain the swamp this time. We're going to need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission when all this is said and done. It goes further than Trump. Start with all the GOP congressmen who went to Russia July 4th. I want hearings, and I want them to be televised. Every single underling and relative should face the music. They will make the OJ trial look like a Bush League soap opera. DJT loves ratings, and these hearings could go on for a couple of years with all the alleged malfeasance, and will entertain as well as educate. They will also contribute to the economy by being must-see TV. Everybody wins. Yes, there needs to be justice for all his crimes so that we send a strong message to all future presidential candidates that this country eats treason and shits justice. When he leaves office, I can only hope we make it that far. In 2040 as a series. In the criminal justice system, Trump's offenses are considered especially heinous. In Washington, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Presidential Crimes Unit. These are their stories. Presidential crimes is too limiting. Include his cabinet members, too. And while we're at it, let's make Swalwell the new senator from California. Nuremberg too. Seriously, how fucking clueless and complacent do you have to be to assume we will just somehow escape this situation? We are seeing a slow-motion coup being carried out before our eyes, and Democrats are still acting like we're going to have a normal election, that those goons are just going to let us vote them out in November. It's not much better than pretending that COVID will just magically disappear any day now. I'm not saying there is no hope, but we need to be honest about what we are up against, and what needs to be done to overcome it. We need action now, not in some hypothetical future where Trump is already removed from power. We are running out of time, and we don't have till November, let alone January 2021. Be sure to include GOP senators. My hero, please for the love of God do this. If there are no repercussions for these actions, it will embolden future fascists who will be far more intelligent and calculating than the issue we've currently got. They're going to have to create a whole new government department to handle the workload. Do I smell a Warren Commission? I don't say this lightly. When we escape this Trump hell, America needs a Presidential Crimes Commission. It should be made up of independent prosecutors who look at those who enabled a corrupt president. Example 1, sabotaging the mail to win an election. #Save the post office. It's pretty much been an unbroken 4+ year crime spree. There are so many that it will likely be impossible to address each and every crime this administration has committed. It will be important to document them all, but as far as prosecution goes, it will probably have to be limited to a few of the most obvious/egregious acts. Like acting in the interests of a foreign government over your own, or literally treason. Where was this under Bush? Can we please get Cheney in prison yet? Does anyone remember that Cheney was more dangerous than this incompetent loser in office now? Trump won't be in the U.S. when his term ends. He'll find a reason to fly a F-1 to Moscow for some meeting a week or two before, and he just won't return. The question is which of his loyal and guilty crew he takes with him. Also, expect tons of financial crimes between the election and January, so he'll be set financially. Use the DHS funding when he leaves office. Let's take this one step at a time and start there. It would make me so happy if we could prosecute Trump, his family, and his cronies for all of their misdeeds. I know some people would say just let things. Let's just clean up and get the country running again. Well, I would say holding those people responsible would help get the country running again. Plus maybe a Hallmark card to our NATO allies. Some will argue this might set a precedent, but so what if it does? Presidents have entire legal teams. There is no slippery slope here. Presidents should be consulting with their legal teams to enforce they follow the law. President Trump, all his enablers, including family, need numerous trials and punishment. Can't wait. I don't know why the House can't start doing this now. Start piling up crimes to investigate and getting them ready. Badly needed. Hey, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Gotta defeat Trump this November. Vote like your life depends on it. https://votesaveamerica.com/ Swalwell's already gunning for 2024. The drooling mouth breathers on the right are going to say, with zero shred of irony or self-awareness, that the Dems are giddy at the thought of imprisoning their political opponents. Straight to jail. Undercooked chicken? Straight to jail. Overcooked fish? Jail. It's kind of crazy it took a criminal of this level to get someone to even suggest it. You'd think after pardoning Nixon someone would have been like, we should make a plan in case this happens again. This would create a whole new swathe of Republican backers willing to throw their own well-being under the bus, thinking that the system is rigged against them. Trump voters, a good portion of the country, have essentially dissolved the barrier, thin as it was, between them and their political figures and their personal identity. They are metaphorically stitched into him as one organism. For things to ever get better, what we really need is solid, indefatigable laws. We don't need a commission to autopsy one corrupt presidency. We need it to be impossible for a president of any party, ever again, to nominate people to positions they're not qualified for, that they actively try to undermine. We need it to be impossible for a president not to actually put their business interests into a blind trust, for anyone with above-board political info to have a have in the stock market. For a Senate to not follow through on a duly elected president's nomination to the Supreme Court. This shit needs to not be decorum, it needs to be law. I don't want retribution against people that are ultimately my neighbors. I want the system to be fair and the rules to be clear and the consequences for breaking them succinct, final, unambiguous, and rigid. All this waiting until January is bullshit. If Trump climbed the tower at the University of Texas and starting sniping people, would we wait until January to do something about it? Yes. 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 There must be a deterrent to future a-holes running roughshod over our Constitution. Drop the hammer. Every position and move must be investigated. Thank you. It's about time Democrats start getting specific with these threats on the record. There must be prosecutions of the Trump campaign, Trump administration and, as in New York right now, the Trump Organization. There's no turning the page and moving forward anymore. Trump and his people have to pay for what they've done.